We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 519. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, the OG Undisputed Scholar himself, reporting to us from parts unknown, Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, how are we feeling tonight, sir?
I feel like I am obliged to now hearing that this is episode 519, where I just gotta go, May 19th, May 19th, May 19th.
I understand that reference.
Oh man, there's no Kane.
I
Oh,
Maybe next time the hope springs eternal.
there's
But
only one
as you heard,
519, sir.
but as you heard, also joining us this week, another undisputed scholar in his own right, not reporting to us from parts unknown, probably from the southeast coast. He is Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Feeling much better after the flux that was last week, but I am proud to say that even though the title was not on the line because we were not here last week to be involved in that little thing. Yes, I watched yes, I watched the show, Pete. Uh, I heard your little shit talking contest at the beginning, but it doesn't matter because in the end, what always happens happened, and me and Scholar Tarek, even if we weren't involved in a championship match, we still stand on top of the
Undisputed.
points mountain, undisputed winners of Forbidden Door. Suck on it.
And speaking of sucking, last but certainly not least, your current reigning and defending Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. You know him, you love him, you know what he's about, and so do you. He is the one and only Scholar Pete. Scholar Pete, tell me what I want to hear.
As I live and breathe. I blow, I don't suck. Anyway,
Suck,
well, good evening,
suck,
gentlemen.
suck.
What's going on? What a
Spaceballs,
great,
love it.
great Thursday night to be spending with you, gentlemen. Of course, I am your reigning and defending Scholars of Wrestling champion. And of course, Scholar Brian, you say you watched the show. Of course. You didn't think I knew that. I know everything. And I know you and Scholar Tark are undisputed scholars in your own right, but I am your reigning and defending champion right now. And it's because I'm a smart champion. But Scholar Jeff, what's going on in your world?
Oh, a great many things in my world because my world is the wrestling world. So, of course, we got to kick this show off right with a little bit of something we like to call backstage news.
Indeed, we shall go as we always do and peek behind that curtain. And yeah, it's not, there's kind of a sad backstage news really going on because you look at it, you look out the backstage, peek behind that corner, you just see kind of a sad story that came out of this week in our segment we call
Stage news.
News.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can't really make a
Branded
joke about
attempted
what we're talking
murder,
about.
meh.
Can't really make a joke about this.
Well, we can
Random
certainly
attempted
try.
murder, meh.
No, you can't try on this one. It's
Yeah,
that would
no,
just be too mean.
that's fucked up. Yep, got it.
But yeah, we are, of course, if you've been paying attention to the news this week, it seems like the entire wrestling news world has been dominated by the scandal between what happened with Raja Jackson, son of Quinton Rampage Jackson, the MMA fighter, and a random indie wrestler named Psycho Stu. Uh, if you've seen the footage, you know what's happened. It's virtually everything was recorded. Apparently, Raja Jackson knew somebody there. He was brought in just to be backstage. Apparently, Psycho Stu thought he was working an angle, just like conked him on the head with an empty beer can. Didn't do any damage, but it's like and Roger Jackson just flipped out. Supposedly, it seemed like they had buried the hatchet and he apologized. And what resulted later was apparently what he thought was going to be a segment, and Roger Jackson nearly beat this man to death. Everything was recorded on video, including a bunch of things to his audience on that he had streaming on Kick live that entire night. This whole incident has really been anything anyone's been talking about. Mainstream news outlets and bloggers and commentators have been talking about this, and it seems like the big ugly stain in the world of professional wrestling this week. Uh, Gentlemen, initial reactions and thoughts.
First of all, here's the deal. The main thing that you said that is correct is that Roger Jackson was brought into the backstage area. He wasn't supposed to be part of the show and all that. And the main thing is he's an outsider that isn't a wrestler, that is there based on his name and his name alone, which is more like it's based off of his father's name, because I had never heard of this dude before this weekend, which means in the long run, receipts don't apply to you. The wrestling vernacular, oh, you hit it, like Randy Orton and The Undertaker talked about on on a podcast or whatever, where Randy Orton hit The Undertaker in the head with a chair a little bit too hard, and The Undertaker said, "It's all right, young blood. Your receipts coming." Those are two professional wrestlers entrenched in the business who know how to handle giving and taking receipts. Okay. What we have here is an independent wrestler, apparently well known and respected enough that he had a bunch of people on the independents and in the WWE vouching for him in the aftermath of this, and a celebrity who does not know how to handle giving a receipt. Giving a receipt is not beating a man almost to death. That is attempted murder. And based off of what I heard on that pick stream and all that, it's premeditated and dude should be in jail. Instead, you have me losing respect for wrestlers like Rob Van Dam and Mark Henry, who can't keep their mouth shut and are actually backing Roger Jackson in this in in this whole thing, and they're the ones who bought up receipts in the first place. He's not a wrestler. Receipts are not part of the equation here.
Yeah, this is, and I've heard some of their most of their comments where it's like, okay, you never should have been back there. You never should. That Psycho Stu never should have done that. It was reckless. Like none of that applies. Yeah, did he make mistakes? Yes, of course he did, but that doesn't warrant the reaction that he got. And it didn't warrant being beaten to death. It's no, come on. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Gentlemen, any other thoughts? Yes.
My take on this is yeah. Even if even if like the whole beer can segment was planned, and apparently there was discussions in between that and what happened, and it's like, okay, this is just an angle. Are we good? We're all that. And then, as Brian put it, people were bringing egging him on to give his receipt. Yeah, that stuff doesn't apply to someone who was not in this business. He's part of the MMA. There is, and whether it's a pride thing or considering the fact that he was basically saying stuff about his father, just would look down on him of not being a man if he didn't get his receipt or give his receipt, whichever. Um, I've watched the video a couple of times just to get like a real in-depth look at just it was n the slamming is down was just okay, that was just part of an angle, but the second he climbs over him and just continuously punches him in the head. Man is clearly unconscious. What does this get you? And from the people with the chat through the chat who kind of were egging him on to Rampage Jackson basically giving like his sense like, oh, I have to do this so my father doesn't look down on me type of ordeal. There isn't any reason that you should be going pushing to this limit to beat down someone who can't defend themselves because it just makes you just look like a complete and utter monster, which let's be fair. I didn't hear like you, Jeff, saying that he did reach out and apologize for it. I don't think he's warranted to give an apology. As Brian said, he should be arrested. The last thing I heard is that there was
Oh no,
discussions about
I was
uh,
actually talking about this guy Psycho Stu for sort of like knocking him around with a beer can, like, oh no,
oh
it was
oh
just an
he was the
act.
one who
So
apologized.
you
Oh,
were in
okay.
a part of the show. My bad. And supposedly
Okay.
they buried the hatchet, but Raja
But
Jackson
apparently
was
not.
still seething about it.
As far okay, now they clear that up. So I'll take that part out. It's still the fact that he's still out and about when there's so much evidence. Yes, him and his dad are now kicked off the Kicks streaming service, but that shouldn't be enough to just be like, okay, now you just lost source of your income. You do need to be arrested. This needs to be looked at as under like a police investigation. And I'm glad that Psycho Stu is actually he's awake. He seems to be he seems to be getting better, but no one deserves to be like that, especially from what I've what I was seeing from these news outlets of like what kind of a person he is outside of the ring, of being a veteran and just donating to all these charities, which led to people like Chris Jericho and Mr. Beast uh, pitching in on basically on his medical bills. So it's nice to see that, but it's one of those things where this didn't need to happen at all. And yeah, there's nothing really more else to add other than just there's now talks of him potentially getting arrested, and hopefully there actually get some he gets some receipts on his own for pulling this kind of action.
Oh, legal action is absolutely coming at some point in the very near future. But before we move on, Pete, any parting thoughts on this whole incident? What do you make of it?
I mean, you boys touched on it beautifully before. The only thing that I will add to this is it's like there comes a point where it's no longer entertainment, and wrestling is very entertainment based. Like it's a very skillful sport. I'm not saying that, but it's something where when you have these athletes come in and just go over, it stops being a show and it becomes serious, and it's just for him to be beaten down like an unconscious dude, like this isn't MMA, this is not the UFC. Like these are like at the end of the day, like these are performers who was putting on a show, putting their bodies on the line, like for the roar of the crowd, and just like you, all you boys touched on beautifully. Like I said, it's just to me like it's just that sad point where there's no more entertainment. Like that will be what that show was remembered for.
And
Unfortunately,
also just
yes.
to and also just to hammer the point home, I am in complete agreement with Swerve Strickland on this one from his tweet where he said wrestling needs to start being gate kept again. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can handle. Not every celebrity or big or MMA fighter or anything like that. Not everybody deserves to have a shot. And independent wrestling should probably stop that shit. Okay, WWE, AEW, they've proven that they can handle the celebrity match, the MMA fighter match. They've proven that they can handle that. Independent, stop. You have proven over and over again that you can't handle you can't handle celebrities, you can't handle MMA fighters, you can barely handle hardcore extreme death matches from what I've seen. So stop it, because based off of everything else that was going on this weekend, uh, there was no reason that this should have been the main story coming out of the weekend.
Well, if we want a little bit of a palate cleanser as far as backstage news goes, I do have something for you. Believe it or not, Pokemon is currently working on a collaboration with CMLL, Lucha Libre, of all places. Why, you might ask? Well, because there's a little Pokemon, a little Lucha Libre guy named Halucha. It is a real Pokemon. He is a rad little dude. He is a wrestling bird. He is a luchador. He does drop kicks and body splashes, and it's awesome. But the reason why I'm bringing it up right now is because he apparently has a new super form in the latest game. I believe it's Pokemon Legends ZA, and as a special promotional event, they are doing a special show with CMLL on September 25th. That's going to be also broadcast on the CMLL YouTube channel that will supposedly be doing a collab with Pokemon. Maybe someone will come out in a costume that looks like the new Halucha super form. But either way, this is the kind of thing that's the inner kid in me and the current wrestling fan of today would absolutely love to see. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts? And do you even have any idea that Halucha existed even before this moment?
One, no. And two,
No.
I see still no. I I don't see anyone basically dressing up like him at the CMLL. Okay, maybe they'll go like having someone go pull on like gobbledygooker type of level and having him dress like the Pokemon. Or maybe just have their someone's wrestling attire be somewhat similar. Or someone just dresses up like a Pokemon trainer and just has like a Pokeball or something.
If I don't have dancing Pikachus coming down, come on. That's an
I,
easy
I
win.
mean,
Then it's just a
we,
failed experiment.
we saw that. I saw that AAA uh, pay per view a couple weeks ago, and there is definitely precedent for nonsense on Mexican promotion shows. So I fully expect someone to come out in that costume and wrestle a match. I fully expect it, and I will be fully disappointed if it never happens. Because this is Mexican wrestling, and I enjoy my Mexican wrestling with nonsense. And this screams nonsense. I need it.
I need my nonsense.
Well, we're going to get our nonsense on September 25th. But outside of that, we also have, speaking of CMLL, we also just came on the heels of Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door has just ended, and a whole lot of us were doing a whole lot of traveling. Some of us caught the entire event in its entirety. Some other of us just only caught snippets here and there because social events abound. So I believe in our pre-taping discussions, Brian, It seemed like you were catching more of it than we did, at least right from the start. Break it down for us. Give us a brief overview and what'd you like and what didn't you like?
The reporter on the scene.
Ba- Basically, okay, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. The two matches I liked the least were the Edge and Christian uh tag team uh tag team nostalgia match, mostly because they didn't focus on the Edge and Christian tag team nostalgia. They focused more on Kill Switch and Kip Sabian not being able to coexist as a tag team. And I'm like, this is the story you're gonna tell in this match when you have Edge and Christian teaming up on the other side. I don't give a shit about Kill Switch and Kip Sabian. Why are you trying to tell that story? So I think Nick Wayne's injury hurt that match more than it helped it. I'm glad that Kill Switch is back, but that really hurt the match for me. And of course, um, the tag team match for the tag team titles was supposed to be elimination. Turned out, for whatever reason, it wasn't. So, no matter how this match was going to end, it was going to be confusing because you're waiting. You think that FTR is eliminated, and then it's like, oh wait, the match is over. So I am very glad that Bandito are the new tag team champions, and nobody expected that the Hurt Syndicate would lose their titles due to an 8-month beef that I'm sure we had all forgotten about the Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate from when they first came in and Ricochet came in at the same time. And then 8 months later, after they humiliated him on TV, I guess he was stewing on it the whole time and was like, okay, 8 months later, we're going to cost these guys the tag team titles. So it's like that was just awkward and the ending didn't really make sense, even though I love Brodito. So that kind of brought it up for me. Um, Everything else was exactly what you would have expected out of those matches. It was a very enjoyable show. I actually think the match of the night as a whole, everything included altogether, I would say it's Athena and Tony Storm. The only thing that bugged me about that was Athena tapped pretty quick. But other than that, I think it was a perfect match. But in the end, as a whole, there was nothing mind-bogglingly fantastic. There was nothing completely shitty. I enjoyed mostly every minute that I watched. I'm gonna take a I'm gonna take some facial hair off because of the issues with the two matches that I stated, but as a whole, very enjoyable show. Solid full beard.
All right, I guess that would be the next one since I think I was the next because a lot of other of us were at a social event and we weren't able to catch all of it. I believe I was the first one to arrive at this thing, and I will agree with you on the Tony Storm match. It's definitely one of the better matches I saw that night. But then again, that's to be expected with ladies who can go like that. Uh, Although with the Sharessa show itself, twists be damned, I feel like I didn't get quite enough of the show as I wanted for various reasons. I could have meant to see a little bit more. I may be a little bit biased, but for this one, I'm going to go with a 3 out of 5 classic goatee. Pete, I believe you were the next to arrive. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, my priorness was drafting fantasy football, but when I got to the event and started to watch. It was enjoyable. AEW puts on great matches, but at the end of the day, when I got there, there was no match that everybody was talking about. There was no match that had to be watched. There was no anticipation. So because of that, I will agree with you and give it a 3 out of 5.
And last but certainly not least, Scholar Tarek. What was your viewing experience like, and what would you review it?
Well, I wasn't able to actually watch the event live. Well, one, because of a misunderstanding, because hell, I forgot that the show was taking place in London. But so I was like, oh yeah, this is earlier in time. I had to find out the hard way on Facebook. Oh, Tony Storm beat Athena. Wait, what? Oh, that's right. They're in London. And I was like, oh God, I'm gonna miss the show. So I had to go and watch the highlights on the YouTube on their YouTube channel. And just from what I saw, it just very very fun, very exciting show. Um, when it comes to Brian's criticism of the Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and fighting Killswitch and uh,
Kip
Kip
Sabian?
Sapien. It's like I don't know why I blanked out for Kip Sapien. I'm actually glad that they didn't focus on the nostalgia act of Edge and Christian because I don't want them to be the nostalgia act of Edge and Christian because they're completely different characters than they were almost 20 years probably actually maybe a little over 20 years ago when for the benefit of those with flash photography and doing the 5 second post. I don't want to see that version of Edge and Christian again. I like even on Dynamite they show this is still the Christian Cage that will insult your daddy. And I like that Copeland is just like, dude, we you can't be doing this right now. And the fans was like, no, let him do it. It's like, you people are sick. Fine, here, go ahead. You could do the daddy bits. Um, I like the fact that we're focusing on Kip Sapien not being able to control Kill Switch because let's be real. It's only a matter of time before they actually turn Kill Switch back to being a babyface because he's just too popular to stay a heel. Keep the monster angle of it, but just have him like be the like I guess I would something similar to when Kane took his match. I hate to compare it to a WWE show, but or WWE storyline, but that's just wrestling. It's all I love all of wrestling. It's all connected. Um, like where Kane took off his mask and he became such an uncontrollable monster that he was basically affecting the entire show. I'd like to see something with that with Killswitch. Maybe not the entire show, but just like the lower mid card aspect. And this is just the beginning. It's like, oh, they've awoken this monster. Oh, and they think they could control it, but no, he's an unstoppable animal. And hell, maybe future down the line we'll get a updated, more serious Jurassic Express, and Jack Perry could come back and team up with him, a darker Jack Perry and a darker Luchasaurus to help revitalize the tag team division.
Yeah, I'd be down
Count
for
me in on that one.
I'd be down for the Luchasaurus that was in what Lucha Underground
Hmm.
or whatever, where his storyline ended with he couldn't be controlled and he had to be put down, like they killed him on on screen, and that's how he was written off of Lucha Underground
Yeah,
when
right.
it was done.
Um,
So it's like I'd be down for seeing that version of the character come back, sure.
yeah, right. And I guess this is just Brian. I swear to God, this is not means to attack you at all. This is I'm now looking at just your big criticisms. Be like, well, why did they not make this an elimination match? It's because the Hurt Syndicate did not want to be pinned. Simply put, that's the reason they made this a triple threat in the first place. And yes, they did talk about this on what was it on Dynamite about this being an elimination, but and then you get to the show and it ends up not being that. It's just so
No, the
Hurt
word was they
Syndicate.
didn't want to be pinned by FTR. They didn't want to lose to FTR. They would have been fine losing to Brodito.
Oh, from what
They
I heard,
said
they
that
just didn't want to be pinned at all.
no, that
That's why
was
no, that's why they like pretty much ate the tag team division alive. Which lets along like I love the Hurt Syndicate. I love their gimmick, but yeah, I think now they are past the tag. I wish it would have been
No,
a, like,
the only ones who were in the crossfire of the Hurt Syndicate were Speedball and Kevin Knight and FTR. They did not want to lose to FTR. They didn't want to lose to. They apparently didn't want to lose to Speedball. That's how this all came about. And they and the word was that they pushed for Brodito to be in the tag team match. They would have been fine losing to them. So I'm like, so I was like, why did you announce something and then take it back when Brodito were going to be the ones winning anyway? That didn't make sense to me.
I like the aspect of how they turned it into a triple threat with Brodito and FTR losing ending up in a draw. I like that. That's a great way to get triple threat matches other than just, oh, Hurt Syndicate interfere and take them both teams out. I
Yeah,
I,
and
I
that's
actually like
fine.
that.
And that's fine. Just don't advertise something that you're not going to
I
do.
will, yeah. I guess it's still just the fact that Hurt Syndicate didn't get pinned to lose the tag titles, and that just leaves a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to that aspect. But now if anything, they'll probably go towards singles competition. They don't need to be in the tag team division anymore. I don't want them in the tag team division anymore because AEW's tag team division kind of needs a kind of like a reboot, and having them basically destroy every tag team was just something that was not needed. So, um, some other aspects I like throughout the show. I've been saying it on the show for a while now, saying, where the hell is Wardlow? I want Wardlow back. I am actually very ecstatic that he's back, and that he's a part of the Don Callis family, which is pretty much like slow. It's just he's in line with some of the best or some of their big talent, like your Kyle Fletchers, like your Okadas, like your Takeshita's, and now he's basically looked like he's just the right hand muscle for Don Callis in general. So hopefully, and with Don Callis being the ascent again, back to it's wrestling, all connected. Don Callis is essentially the Paul Heyman of AEW. So it's just when you're a Don Callis guy, I'm gonna pull a Jeff and be just cautiously optimistic because I like Wardlow. I like that big fate. I like that big time when he that big pre-match with MJF where he was just one of the biggest draws. People just love the symphony of power bombs. I think was it just called the symphony? Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Powerbomb Symphony.
Powerbomb Symphony. I was close enough. And him taking those like belt whips from MJF and just no selling it, and the crowd was losing their shit. I'm being cautiously optimistic because AEW has a track record when it comes to Wardlow and his getting his pushes. But yeah, I just like the guy and I want him to succeed and hopefully being Don Callis's big muscle man, actual muscle, not just a part of the group, but the actual I guess the best security. I hope this would be a good rub for him.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And I guess I like that Tony Khan after the show made it clear about the contract that you have to give a minimum week ahead of time to cash in. It's not just immediate thing like the Money in the Bank. I'm glad about that. Hopefully he sticks to that and they just don't do another rule change. And yeah, both women's matches were fun. Uh, and then Hangman and MJF were just exactly what I was expecting in a world title match. I loved every second of that. That's one of my favorite storylines. And the lights out cage match was just an absolute blast. I mean, the Young Bucks coming out to Bop was just hysterical, and the crowd losing their mind, actually singing along to it. And the spot with the gummy bears as like, oh, instead of thumbtacks, we're getting gummy bears. I've
that was
seen people,
fantastic.
I've seen people like Booker T included shitting all over this. He's like, "Oh, I don't watch AEW because I don't want to have them play around with gummy bears." And I'm just like, "Motherfucker, you were a king at one point. You got your ass kicked in a grocery store. They focused on a major storyline with dog food. They have gimmick matches where you're fighting with Thanksgiving food, Christmas food. Why is gummy bears like a dumb? This is pro wrestling. Pro wrestling can do dumb shit. Oh, they stuck a fork in Darby Allin's ear. It wasn't a couple years ago Randy Orton was putting his finger in Jeff Hardy's ear and twisting it,
It
pulling
was a
twisted shit like
it was a
that.
screwdriver.
That's right. It was a screwdriver. That's right. Yeah, wrestling does dumb shit. They shouldn't be criticized when people like when companies like WWE and WCW and ECW, TNA, Ring of Honor in the past. They've all shows have done has done dumb fun shit, and using it as a criticism is just completely shallow and really stupid. But overall, I actually enjoyed the highlights that I saw. I enjoyed the storyline change aspects of it and just how things continued on in Dynamite. I won't give it a go face. I mean, it wasn't a perfect show. It was definitely on the weaker side of an AEW pay-per-view that, let's be fair, 2025 AEW pay-per-views have been just nothing but short of fantastic this year. So I'm just gonna give it a full beard, 4 out of 5.
Very good. Hopefully, this is just the first of many good things to come from AEW in the near future. But in the meantime, now it's going to be WWE's turn because as of this weekend, it is now time for WWE's Clash in Paris, what is looking to be the last PLE that they're going to have on Peacock, at least here in the United States.
And it definitely shows.
Yeah, this well, it's gonna be known as we go through the matches. So with no further ado, let's get into it. This is predictions for WWE Clash in Paris.
Wait,
First up,
before we go in,
yes.
champ, I'm talking to you, champ. All four of us are on the show now. You don't have an excuse to not put the title on the line. Do you want to
Where's
put
the
the title
excuse?
on?
We're all
Do you
gonna
want
have
to?
the same answers.
Oh, oh, oh.
But but with the infamous wheel could be the deciding factor on that one. So here's the
Oh,
question. Does Pete want to put the title on the line on this show, or does he have to wait, or does he want to wait till whatever the next show is, which is probably Full Gear, right?
no, all
No.
out.
All Out. Thank you. That's right. All Out is next.
Yeah, and the full gear is until November.
That's yeah. I'm dumb. Okay, my
You're
stupid head.
not dumb, you're just chronologically confused.
Are we playing
Sure.
this trip?
So Full Gear or Clash?
Well, I mean, I can't defend my belt against Scholar Charlie. I mean, I think that's just
Uh,
unfair.
Scholar Charlie is in parts
You
unknown and
you
you
go
know
ahead.
it.
You
Listen,
go ahead and find him and let us know.
maybe
Well,
you can get the beef case back from him. Jesus.
let me tell you something.
I'll call him out on the show for it.
The title is up for grabs.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Oh shit.
I'm a fighting champion, y'all. Title's up for the belt. Let's go. You're all invited. But
Oof.
wait for it. When I win or retain my belt, you each have to say something very kind about me being the champion.
Deal.
That's
You're
easy.
on.
Yeah,
Deal.
yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Listen, I'm the John Cena. I will always give title opportunities. It's just I'm always gonna squash you.
Okay, well let's put that right to the test right now. Clash in Paris, let's go. However, Pete, as a defending champ, you got an important decision to make. Do you want to choose the first match or are you going to defer to the next person in line?
What is the first match?
The first match is Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old fashioned Donnybrook match.
I will pass.
All right, that means the first in line would be Tarek. Who do you got between Sheamus and Rusev?
Of course, this is the match that's going first because honestly,
The hardest one.
this is literally the hardest match to decide because of all the matches on this card. You can look at it and be like, "Oh man, these things are just quite easy to predict." And then you have this match with Sheamus and Rusev, and you're just like, "Oh shit." This is a big 50-50 one because I mean, if you look at it on both sides, Rusev just came back. He is Granted, he's having trouble connecting with the audience. I don't know why, because these last couple of matches that he's had with Sheamus have been absolute banger after banger after banger. And during each of those matches, the crowd are just you can hear a pin drop. It's so silent. And so I'm just going, why what does Rusev have to do to connect with this audience? And then you look at Sheamus and there's a big speculation going on the in the IWC that he's heading towards a title match with an Intercontinental title match with AJ Styles after he beats Dominic Mysterio in the Intercontinental title match that's going to happen on Monday's Raw. So it's the question, and it is these questions: do we want to try and keep Rusev's momentum going in this, or at least try and give him a momentum? Because what does he gain by losing? Absolutely not. What does Sheamus gain by losing? Nothing. Actually, he loses a lot if he loses. So, oh
What
man,
will you do?
what do
He's
we
making
do?
this so much harder than it actually is.
No, it's not as it is
Yeah,
it's quite hard.
The
No,
champion has his pick.
really not. But okay.
I'm I'm
You
gonna
already
look at
said it.
this. I'm gonna look at this as nothing more than a glorified house show. I think Sheamus is gonna win.
All right, that's one for Sheamus in the books. Brian, which
I'm
way you
not
going?
confident.
Here's the simple way of putting what Tarek just said in his build-up to what he said. Sheamus loses nothing by losing this match. Rusev loses a lot by losing this match because he hasn't really done anything since he came back. And this can lead him off to other areas. I've got Rusev winning.
Very interesting. We got a split room already, and with me,
I fucking hate this match.
uh, wait, reserve your judgment until we actually see the match. It could be another banger, and Sheamus could actually win. Unfortunately for him, I am not going with for Sheamus. I am predicting Rusev to win to finally bring this whole thing to a close.
Fuck, man.
Pete, champ, which way you going?
So the obvious answer here is because of Sheamus and having too many burgers, too many burgers. I mean, Rusev is winning here. Since he came back from AEW, what has he done? It's not like Brian said. Scholar Brian beautifully said. Sheamus can take this loss, no problem. It still fits with Scholar Tarek's thoughts, and Rusev desperately needs this win. So it's not a surprise to me if Rusev wins this match. But be that as may, if we are wrong, other scholars, we are going to see Scholar Tarek probably take the title.
Oh,
You
there's
say this
still
you say this to me like it's a bad thing.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Brian's the champion or if I'm the champion. The undisputed scholars are the champion.
But I'm the
That's just
champion right
something.
now.
we'll get to that, don't you worry. Our next match, we've got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Brian, it's up to you now. Which way you going?
Okay. The heart says Bronson Reed, 100%. But my brain knows
My brain knows.
that Roman Reigns is winning this match. However, what I would like to see after the match, Bronson Reed get his heat back, and I need Roman Reigns' shoes to get stolen again after this match. However, come on, Roman Reigns is winning this match.
I I will second that on every single account. Roman Reigns is going to win the match, but damn it, I want to see Bronson Reed expand the shoe La Fala. It's fantastic. I did say I want him to drape the shoes around his neck like Akuma from Street Fighter, and that is exactly what I am getting. And I want the lore to expand. I want the shoe La Fala to be like the biggest, drippiest chain you've ever seen. I want to see it, damn it. Pete, what say you?
I'm gonna go with Feed Me More, Ryback for the win. No. Obviously, we're gonna have the tribal chief here win. Roman Reigns is not gonna lose, but of course, a beat down afterwards. Take the boots, take the sneakers, whatever you want to do. Keep this thing alive. But Roman's not losing. Come on, join us here, Scholar Tarek. Join us with the sanity.
I wish I could, but I don't think I'm going to. No, I'm kidding. I'm
It's like, whoa, we're living dangerously tonight.
hell no. Like it's pretty much what everyone else is saying. My heart wants Bronson Reed to win, but it's inevitable we're getting a Braun Breaker Roman Reigns match. Remember, it's inevitable we're gonna get a Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins match because that's just a feud that is never ending. Same thing with like another Seth Rollins Matt feud that will be never ending, but we'll save that for well, it's in the air whether or not it's a main event. But the Fatal Four Way, we'll save that for the Fatal Four Way. Um, it is. I want
You
Bronson to win. I was gonna say Bronson to Reed.
I
Bronson
thought you
to
were
win.
gonna say Bronson to weed. Like, all right, you do you, buddy.
Hey, that could
I
be
want
entertaining.
Bronson to
Bronson Reed stealing shoes, reading a book in the corner.
just just stealing shoes with a just nice blunt in his mouth. Yeah, that's very PG. Um,
Hey, it's legal in most states now.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have it on a children's program like WWE shows. Well, oh no, family shows.
A family
Like a
picture.
WWE family picture. I'm glad you caught that reference.
I gotcha.
But yeah, there's not a single point chance that I think Roman is gonna lose this match, and it's just not gonna lead to nothing more than just a Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed beat down that can just expand the Shula Fowler. Even though it's just like, oh yeah, he won it, but it's like, oh, he may have lost the match, but he won by taking his shoes. Shoes. Yeah, Roman for the win. Ugh, I don't know. I wish I want to care because I like Bronson Reed so much, but I can't because we all know better.
Speaking of knowing better, it's time for our next match. Becky Lynch defending the women's intercontinental title against Nikki Bella. Need I say more? As a matter of fact, yes, I do. I do need to say more because it's my pick up next. I'm just gonna go with Becky because as much as I'm not crazy about the direction Becky Lynch is going right now, I do not want to see Nikki Bella with a title in WWE ever again. Becky Lynch for the win. Pete, what say you?
Ditto to everything Jeff said. That was it.
Okay, that is two for Becky. Tark, what about you?
For a match that literally no one wants, you can just hear the fans not wanting this. You have that just terrible go home angle with Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. And at that point, like the most interesting part of this feud is just the response of Kelly Osbourne with the Becky Lynch comments about her dad. That's more important than the person who's actually going for the IC title. Yeah, no, this is the least interesting. This is the like going back to Divas era. of just the women's match is the pee break. Because no, who wants to watch this? Nikki Bella, quote, quote, legend. I don't want, it's like Jeff saying, I don't want Nikki Bella to hold a title ever again. I don't want Nikki Bella on my WWE screen anymore. That's how much, like, just go away. So Becky Lynch for the win. Let's actually give us an IC title feud that actually means something, that the fans actually want.
And with that, Brian, it's over to you. Do we have an accord?
I don't think I need to say anything more than what's already been said by my fellow scholars. Becky Lynch all day, every day.
I'm
All right.
I'm looking forward to the inevitable Bailey versus crazy multi-personality Bailey versus uh Becky over Becky versus Nikki effing Bella.
Oh,
I
brother.
had to hold back on that one.
Anyway, that'll move us on to our next match, the epic climactic showdown between John Cena versus Logan Paul. Pete, it's your pick up next. Which way you going?
I'm going with the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I mean, he has to win this match. The last time he wrestled, he lost against Cody Rhodes. You're facing Logan Paul, and you're going to be facing Brock Lesnar soon. I don't know why we're discussing this. It's an obvious win for John Cena.
I thought Pete was going to do a bit when he said the goat, and then kind of,
I was waiting for that one too.
and then kind of
I was
pause for
like,
a little
say
bit.
the
I'm like, do
name.
it, do
And
it,
he
and then
appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Clap, clap.
I
All
believe
right.
in John Cena.
Tarek, do you believe in John Cena?
What I believe is that the GOAT will show up and cost John Cena the match with Drew McIntyre coming in and costing John Cena the match to keep their feud going and having Logan Paul actually win. No, I'm not gonna, I'm making that shit up too. Of course, John Cena's gonna win because, as Pete said, you're heading towards your final your match with Brock Lesnar. You're still on your retirement tour. You just lost the title to Cody Rhodes. Yeah, John Cena for the win. Ba ba da ba. Apple dough.
Brian, ba apple though?
apple dough. But look, I've seen people trying to go both ways on this one. Maybe Brock Lesnar will cost him the match. I'm like, Brock Lesnar doesn't give a fuck about Logan Paul. If Brock Lesnar gets involved in this match, it's going to be after John Cena beats him. It's just like it waited until after the match when Cody Rhodes beat John Cena. He's not going to come in to help Logan Paul. So John Cena beats Logan Paul, and then Brock Lesnar lays another beatdown. That's what I'm saying.
That will only happen if John Cena and Logan Paul actually are the main event of this event. Final
You know
match.
the way that these companies have, the way that this company's been run recently, I would not be surprised.
Well, I'll just bring us back around full circle. We do have another consensus. Ba apple dough, everybody. The end. But with that, now is the time for what could potentially be the main event. We've got a fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight title. We've got Seth Rollins, the current champion, defending his title against CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Yeah. Now, Pete, is your final prediction of the evening with a random wheel pick set to go? If your random wheel pick ends up, well, first,
Excuse
before we
me,
get to that,
Scholar Jeff, I
It,
apologize, but I am not the next one in line. Scholar Tarek is the next one in line since I
you're
did the
right. I am
Logan Paul John
chronologically now.
Cena.
I am chronologically challenged. Haha.
This is gonna
Tarek,
screw me for my belt right now. I'm regretting these
Tarek,
words.
Tarek, say something.
Burn it down. Seth Rollins F wins. With you saying this could be the main event, the real answer is that this should be the main event. It's a if this is not the main event, this is just continuing that showing that the world heavyweight title means jack shit. Well, not jack shit, but just is not as important as they're trying to say it is, and it's still the biggest mistake having Seth Rollins cash in his money in the bank instead of the WWE Championship. But I digress. Seth Rollins to win. I think the more interesting question on my end is who actually gets pinned in this match, and it's a toss between Jey Uso and LA Knight. And considering that Jey Uso stood tall at the go home show of Raw, I think he's going to be the one who takes the pin.
Well, let's see if you're going to be right because right now you also have a random wheel pick. As a
Hmm.
refresher, if the person you pick from the random wheel ends up winning the match, you get an extra point. But if your person gets pinned, you lose a point. So with that in the books,
I
Tarek,
picked Sheamus. I'm probably going to lose a lot of things here.
you're spinning the wheel, you're making the deal. Who you have? You have main event Jey Uso. Can I get a yeet?
This is what you're going to get. You're back to Gunther levels of hate, Jay.
And with that, Brian, it's over to you. Which way you going?
I'm burning it down by having Seth Rollins pin the one person who I keep wondering why he's in this match because he wasn't a part of any storylines leading up to this match. Sorry, Tarek. I'm preying on your downfall. Seth Rollins beats Jey Uso.
That's my undisputed scholars tag partner there.
Well, let's see what your Scholars Tag partner gets on the random wheel. We're spinning. Which name will ultimately decide
I'll
Brian's
get LA
fate?
Knight, the other person who I think could be pinned.
Indeed, you got LA Knight.
Yep. There
Yeah.
we go. Pete's
Oh,
gonna attend. Pete's
we
gonna attend. Pete's
we
gotta get
kick
Seth.
we kicked ass in for All In and we're or Forbidden Door, and WWE is just like, ha ha ha, we're gonna knock you off. We're gonna knock you down.
All
We're
right.
not.
I am going to, speaking of knocking it down and or burning it down, I also am going to pick Seth Rollins for the win. Pete, would you like to make your prediction before we spin the wheel for the final time?
I mean, it's unanimous. We're all going with Seth Rollins. I mean, that's not a choice. What I'm concerned about is the role. So this is
All
your
right.
pickup.
This is my pickup, and then whoever I don't pick is going to Pete.
Drum
So
roll,
with
ladies and
that,
gentlemen, in the comments.
the spin of destiny
Which
is
which is Seth
go.
Rollins? Blue?
Seth Rollins is blue, CM Punk is red. Which way is it going? You might as well be. I got Seth Rollins. CM Punk is yours.
We gonna have a new champion, fellas.
Look at Jeff trying to hold back that smile. He knows.
Oh, I'm
Jeff's
quite happy right now.
Yeah, Jeff's gonna
I'm
get his
hopeful.
revenge on Pete cashing in on him.
Indeed, I will, Scholar Tarek. Indeed, I will.
Just fucking
Oh,
goes into
Brian,
a
let's just
fucking
bring out our
wheel,
virtual
like
popcorn and
always.
just enjoy the show. Nom, nom,
Here we
nom,
go.
nom, nom,
Let
nom.
me
And
kick my
just
legs
like
up.
that, Clash in Paris just became the show to watch for the weekend.
It's
I
Clash
thank
of
At
you.
least for
Scholars.
you.
I
At least
thank
for you,
you.
Jeff.
So, well, hey, you still get some entertainment out of the deal, do you not?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, I do. Hug it, Pete. You
just
got
seeing
3 days.
Scholars add value to every show we're on, and you know it.
it's just so much fun seeing the Saturday Night Champions just keep going at it. It doesn't matter if it's on that or just predictions. You guys are just going at it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like we've been holding court over here for like the last 4 years or so. So we're just enjoying the nonsense.
Exactly. Exactly.
Talking
speaking
about
of Saturday,
nonsense.
speaking of nonsense and talking about Saturdays, what in the world am I thinking? We need to finish it out this episode of the Scholars of Wrestling show in the proper fashion. That's right. We need to have a good old fashioned segment we like to call Saturday Night Slam Masters because I am your Saturday Night WWF World Wildlife Fund Velocity World Champion, Pete. You are the highly disputed AEW Collision World Champion. We are living in the world, and is that a Tarek? Is that a Pomni hat?
No, it's not a Pomni hat. This is just
All I saw were the jester
octopus
hat,
hat.
the
No,
champion of the octopus hat, Scholar Tarek, and Brian.
full
I'm
of
sure will
nonsense.
find something to you.
Got to
You
find
holding?
some way to add into the nonsense.
Oh, we're going buck wild, baby. Because this is Saturday Night Slam
It pissed me
Masters.
off.
We're talking about the absolute greatest of the matches and shows that you will see on Saturday night, but there can only be one undisputed champion of Saturday night. So, at the behest of Scholar Peter, I am going to be going first, and I have to tell you about the World Wildlife Fund Saturday night's main velocity, and you're going to see a cornucopia of once in a lifetime matches that you will see once and then never see again, like the legendary match of X Pac going up against the one and only Ludwig Borga in a Hell in a Cell match. That's right, the match you never thought you'd see but desperately prayed for. But wait, that's not all, because we're also going to get the incredible matchup of Super Dragon going up against Rosie Lotta Love in a blindfold ladder match. The only way you can win is go up, and just like John Cena, you can't see a thing. The drama, the tension, the suspense, you gotta see it all in one place. But even then, we're still not done, because then, of course, we have our main event the legendary match that you never thought you'd see, but we make wishes come true around here. We've got the Honky Tonk Man coming out of retirement against the one and only living legend, Big Daddy Yum Yum, in a first blood match. The blood will flow, the daddy will yum, and so will you. That is World Wildlife Fund Saturday Night Velocity. Scholar Pete, can you even remotely compare to that?
Is this blood maple syrup?
Only if you're lucky. Pete,
Okay.
tell us something. Can you possibly compete, sir? Can you possibly compete?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know in the comments who's going to have the better show, because believe it or not, here comes the best show on your Saturday night. Of course, we are coming to you from AEW Collision Corner. And of course, our first match is what you've always wanted to see. It is a fisherman match. Of course, I'm talking about where you have a fisherman pole on the turnbuckle. And of course, we have Shark Boy coming in to defend his newly crowned Ocean Championship against the Manatee Martin Man. So that's going to be our first match. Now, of course, we have fun here. Of course, who wants to see a fishing pole match with Shark Boy and of course, this Man? But our top of the hour match, of course, will bring a great tag team back into the fold. You might have heard of the Rockettes. You might have heard of the Dancing Beavers. I give you the Dancing Swarmers. Yes, the Swarmers are back in AEW Collision. They have been on a hiatus. You know their names, Luffy and Boofy, coming back to
Luffy and Boofy Shawarma are back. You got both of them?
both. I mean, and of course, we could have had this match happen without, of course, their opponents. And I am talking about their opponents. You know them. First of all, it's Rocky Johnson. Yes, The Rock's father comes back. First ever African American tag team champion returns to set things right. And of course, you need somebody. Who's he going to go to? Is he going to go to his son, The Rock? Of course, he's not going to go to The Rock. He's going to go to the man he has trusted for years. Of course, I am talking about Bruno San Martino. What
Bruno
a great
San Martino, the drunken
now.
guy from ECW, the brother of the other guy, Bruno San Martino.
Indeed. And of course, our final match. Of course, we have Bronson Reed,
Oh no.
or as we like to rename him here at AEW Collision, his name is, of course, Brunson Weed. We'll go against Mr. Footlocker himself, the Shoeman Converse, in the ultimate tickle match. All this could be seen on AEW Collision Corner. So, of course, like the video, subscribe if you have not, because this is where wrestling lives. Thank you.
Well, I said I wanted nonsense. I
I
didn't
don't know
know
if
they were both gonna deliver in spades.
I don't
Darn right
I
we do.
I don't know if I can process this. Uh
Oh,
I
you
don't
don't have
know.
to process. You just gotta feel it, man. You
Just
gotta
drink
feel
it
it
in,
with your
man.
soul.
You know, this is one of those ones I just can't decide. I think
the
I'm
way
gonna watch, but I think I'm gonna split screen this one. I think I'm gonna watch. I think I'm gonna watch one on the tablet. I think I'm gonna watch one on the other screen. I think they're both good enough.
We're going to be the Nitro and Raw for Scholar Brian.
sure.
I'm telling you, Big Daddy Yum Yum gets the views, baby.
Man, Team
Okay.
Man Man coming out of retirement.
Coming out of
Luffy, Luffy.
Shawarma
existence.
Bros.
Shawarma Bros.
Oh man.
I don't even
That
think I said it right.
whatever. We all know what we're talking about. You know what show that you really need to see.
Show fried me.
But anyway,
Oh
while
God.
you guys are deciding which show to watch on Saturday nights, meanwhile, for the rest of us, it is time for us to turn it over to you, our fellow fans. What do you think is who do you think is going to run away with a win in Clash of Paris? What did you think of Forbidden Door? And for the love of everything just and good in this world, are you going to be watching the American re-debut of Big Daddy Yum Yum? We know the answer, but we want to hear from you all the same. So let us know all across the internet. Everywhere we are, you are too, including, of course, a conversation on the Twitter machines. Scholar Tarek, where can they reach you?
You could reach me adding salt to the wound of Pete losing the championship by saying I'm actually looking forward to seeing 10 belts Monet at the Avataric.
And Brian, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at the top of the mountain, sitting in a beach chair, getting ready to shove my foot in Pete's face, knocking him off the top of the ladder, and welcoming Jeff to the top rung at Atomic Beanpole.
And Pete, where can they find you, champ?
I mean, they can find me hoping for a GTS or, a cult of personality, anything really to secure my win, but I will be losing my belt because of a wheel. But if you want to ask me how I'm feeling about it, you could find me at Improv Pete, and I'll tell you exactly how I feel about it.
And you can check me out at I'm Robbie Rage. And for all of these relevant social media links and much, much more, check us out at our link tree in the description box below. That's linktree/scholars of wrestling. And with that, we clearly have a lot of wrestling to prepare for, but we're going to see you back again next week. But you already knew that because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're
You're
welcome.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Big ups for
See you.
Big Daddy Yum Yum.